Hello everybody, this is Archie. In today's video, I will be going through this beautiful process of preparing a tray with resin. The first thing I'm using here is a silicone mat that I got on Amazon, and with the level I am making sure that the surface that I'm using this mat on is totally leveled. For the sides, I'm using some caulking and just some Folkart Patina color. I got these handles, as you can see, beautiful, gorgeous crystal handles. I got them on Amazon, and I will have the link below for you if you are looking for these. And after you have your caulking laid, I'm using dab, which dries in about half an hour's time. If you don't have that at home, you can also use something else. I just don't have the patience to squeeze it out, and I don't have a lot of arm strength, so I just usually get it out and use gloves and create like a nice surface. To create the square, you will need to do some measurements, so make sure all the sides are even because you don't want an uneven tray. So in here I'm just taking the level and trying to show you how the bubble of the level should be in the center at all times, which clearly indicates that your surface is flat. And that's about it. That's what I was trying to show here. Now you can wait an hour or two. I usually like to take my time with this because you don't want a leaky mold. Since we are not using any mold and we are creating like a DIY homemade mold, I will just like to wait overnight. Now you can use any drawer, vanity drawer works best. You can use, if you don't have any, if you don't want to order anything from Amazon and wait so long, I was just going for something elegant and elite and classy, so I just ordered these hickory handles off of Amazon, and they can get a little pricey, guys. Sometimes make sure you're getting a pair because some people are only selling one, so you can't have a tray with just one handle. So when ordering, pay very close attention to that. Okay, now we're going to move on to the next step, which is mixing our resin. To mix, today I'm using Faux Rizzle Nuveau resin. It is a safer formula. It doesn't really make you, allergic to, like, it's much safer. So I've been using this for a while now, and it is my go-to. So just a 1-to-1 cup ratio. You guys know the deal. I don't need to tell you that. 1 cup of hardener, 1 cup of the part A, and 1 cup of part B. So just mix that up. Follow the instructions. For this formula, you have to mix it for about 3 minutes, and then lay it down. Now, I just wanted to explain something very carefully. Please do mask up, wear a resin respirator. Also, make sure you have gloves. Nitrile gloves are great. And for the respirator, make sure any respirator with carbon cartridges and any respirators that state it being safe for Organic Vapours is what you're looking for. For the first layer, I'm just laying down my resin and making sure there's no bubbles. Use a heat gun, but for the first step, by the first step I mean for the first layer, make sure you don't go crazy with the heat gun, because you don't want your resin to be sticking to the caulking, because silicone and resin, when they mix together, they release a certain chemical which actually makes them bond together. So that's why a lot of artists struggle with the silicone and the resin mold being like stuck together. So I'm just taking a spoon here and trying to get rid of as many bubbles as I can with my hands. And I find this to be a better way of getting rid of the bubbles just for the first layer. Now, since this is the first layer, what we have to do next is wait for a few hours. With the resin I'm using, I need to wait at least 1 hour and it starts getting hard. So I really like that about my resin. I'm going to wait about an hour or so till the resin kind of gets a little cured but not set. I don't want it to be hard, but I still want it to be tacky. When you feel that your resin is a little tacky, but at the same time it's getting hard, what I will do is I will take these handles and try to point them where I want them to go. So I will anchor them to what seems to be the most ideal place for these two to be. What I really liked about these handles is that they're so easy to, the handles are so easy, they anchor to the silicone mat. And what I do here is I'm taking some plastic and some tape, and I'm just trying to cover the top, because when the time comes for the second and the third layer, what usually happens is you go crazy trying to get under that tunnel that the handle makes. There you go. I got this to anchor to that point, and I'm very happy with it. Now, if the resin was runny, this would be floating around. But with this type of handle, what I like is it's pretty flat at the bottom, so it's not going to give you a hard time. You're not going to need like other stuff to balance it out. There you go. So I used electric tape. You can use any painting tape, and that's fine as well. So for the right side, as you can see, for that handle, I waited an hour. This is the hickory handle hardware. This is the handle that I used. And honestly, I didn't wait too long for it. Looks like they make it in Miami. And I'm in Canada. So it arrived in like a week, which I'm really, really super excited about. Now, those screws, etc., like they're just extra. Make sure the length is 3 inches. You don't want 6 or 7 inches handles, because sometimes
this one I just
different
put, like,
stuff
a foil
in your
paper.
house calls for like different type of handles, right? So these are like vanity, like dressers, etc. Now in this shot, what I was trying to show you was how I used a different method, which is aluminum foil. And the second, when you see I'm anchoring these, the second handle that I'm anchoring is after 2 hours. So as you can see, the resin has set quite a lot. So I have to push it a little bit harder. So the right hand side, the resin wasn't fully cured, and the left hand side handle, the resin was kind of getting fully cured, so I had to push through it. Now what I'm going to do is take some resin, take some glitter. This glitter is from Countertop Epoxy. It's a company, and I actually got this from a friend as a sample. So I didn't actually purchase it. But it's a very glittery type of glitter. And I'm pouring that. I have nothing in my mind. This is almost like, this is my second attempt on doing a tray. So I poured some of the glitter, and then I just went with the acrylic paint. I mixed that with the resin, and now for my so that was my first layer, which was clear resin. The second layer was just a bit of designs, and now this is my third and final layer, and I will not be coming back with another layer because I'm done for this whole pouring project. Now I left it overnight to set, and you can see the resin has cured and it's fully set. I have removed all the plastic wrapping and the aluminum foil from the handles, and now I will be removing on the caulking, which I have in this screenshot in this clip. Oh, I am. Sorry, I forgot. I am doing a voiceover, guys, so bear with me. So I'm removing all the caulking here. And, you know, you always want to save it for the next project, but that just never happens. You have to rip it apart. So now you can see all the bling bling effect. It looks pretty cool, right? And the resin has set fully. Actually, it was a little bit bending. So at this point, if you wanted to make like a design or curve it or bend it on the sides or something like that, you could do that totally by putting like jars underneath or something. Okay, so I'm just giving it some movement so I can show you how the glitter is actually moving. And it looks beautiful. What do you think? Here are some screenshots of the tray in the daylight. As you can see, it's, you know, it's not perfect, but at the same time, you know, when you go in the art room or the resin room, as I call it, you just have to go with the flow. This is not like still life. This is not like painting. You can't have a pen and paper and be like, okay, I'm going to copy this or I'm going to do that. Yeah, you can get your inspirations on the internet, but you know, you can never get an accurate, you cannot copy someone. It's very hard with resin. These are some final shots. I did go over with a silver Posca marker, and for the gilding I just mixed up some glue with some alcohol and some any glitter sparkles that you have. You can use silver eyeshadows even if, you know, that's all you have at your, you know, at your disposal.